So let's talk about the Week 6 game. We're going to preview the Week 6 game against the Washington Red football team. Washington's offense. They're pretty much right around where we are in terms of scoring. They've scored 89 points so far. They average around 18 points a game, which ranks 30th out of 32 teams. Dwayne Haskins obviously has been benched. And after being benched and after the coaching staff coming out and talking shit about him, it was leaked that they're trying to trade him now, which is crazy. He was moved to 3rd on the depth chart. Also crazy. I don't know who would trade for him after he just got trashed. And then apparently he's like sick now. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, if there's I feel like at least, we've lost the most games in the NFL over the past 4 years, but at least we're not like the biggest joke of the NFL. I feel like Washington and the Jets are still pretty brutal when it comes to how their organization is run. Kyle Allen started the game against the Rams, but he had a helmet-to-helmet shot that I thought was like a concussion city, and that's what made him leave the game, but apparently it was like a shoulder thing. I don't know. And then it was the return of Alex Smith, which was huge. That was a moment. That was emotional. It's been 2 years, first time since 2018. And on the same day that he returns, when Joe Theismann couldn't return, and Joe sent out a tweet being like a big moment, and everyone liked it. The same day Alex Smith returns, Dak Prescott breaks his leg, compound fracture, which is just eerie. So it makes me believe that more power to Dak. And I know, that injury was just Jesus Christ, dude. Tony Romo's call was just outrageous. I mean, I'm looking at a foot that's on backwards with Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo was like, "Oh, you really gotta hope it's a cramp." Oh, that is a severe cramp, and I wasn't happy about it. That just fucking sucks. There have been times. I mean, trust me, there have been times where a hated player from a rival gets hurt, and I'm kind of like, yeah, motherfucker. But that wasn't the case with Dak. That was just that's just awful. Especially since he was leading the league in passing yards. He was going to break a lot of records this year in terms of passing. Possible MVP candidate if the Cowboys actually turned around and made a run. I mean, they're saying that he's probably going to be out. I mean, he's out for the rest of this year, obviously, but maybe all of next year. Whoa. And on offense, really, the only threat the football team has is Terry McLaurin. Other than that, I don't know that they have really anyone. I think they just released Dante Moncrief. The Washington defense, not much better. They've allowed 142 points or 28.4 points per game, ranked 22nd out of 32. But however, they have Montez Sweat, Chase Young, who I think was hurt last week. So maybe he's out this week. Maybe he's back. And Ryan Kerrigan. So that's a pretty good trio in terms of rushing the quarterback. And then they have Kendall Fuller and Landon Collins in the secondary. Maybe we just need to focus on the linebackers and exploiting the linebacker core. Giants offense, 81 points, 16 points a game, ranked 31st out of 32. We're 31st in red zone percentage. Evan Engram is averaging 4.6 receiving yards per target. What are we doing? How is that possible? And then Gallman and Lewis are also averaging less than 4 yards. That's got to be on Garrett, right? Giants defense, 133 points against, 26.6 points per game. We're now 19th of 32. So we've fallen out of what would be essentially be considered a playoff defense. We're just super inconsistent. Minus 13 versus Pittsburgh, and that's largely due in part because of the meltdown or the letdown towards the end of the first half. Minus 3 against Chicago, so we bounced back. We played a lot better. And then minus 18 against San Francisco, where we just unraveled in the second half. And then a +1 versus LA. So in my estimation, it was okay, we're on the right path. And then minus 12 versus Dallas. So if you're looking at that pattern, the defense should probably come out and have a fucking blast against Washington. Looks like they're on the positive side of things. I predict a win. I know I've predicted wins 5 out of the 6 weeks now. The only loss I predicted was the Rams loss. But I mean, this is the very definition. You open up the Britannica Encyclopedia and you scroll and you go to the M section. You Musket, Mustburger, Three Musketeers. Must win. It's a must win. You lose this game, fuck it. Trade everyone. I don't care.